All right, Black Box Radio. We are in the box. It is a cloudy Thursday, and we're in the Kingham series. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Queen. I am a host at Black Box Radio. Black Box Radio is a media platform illustrating Black excellence. We platform Black people, we expose the world to Black genius, and we actually disseminate information to the Black community and to other communities. But more than anything, we humanize the experience of being Black in America. So please, we do this every month, 9 times a month. So please subscribe to our website, blackboxradio.com, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Black Box Radio. But I have to kind of take a pause today because I got some really disappointing news. I lost a very, very dear friend this morning. And I want to dedicate this episode to her. Angie, I love you. It's so heartbreaking when we lose people we love. I lost my sister, my friend, um, and it's just so hurtful. But I couldn't cancel tonight because I've canceled this brother before. And so it was no way I could do it again, and especially with this being Pride Month. So I had to have my CRS on tonight. So tonight we have Carlton R. Smith. Say hi to the people, brother.
Hello, brothers and sisters. How are you? I'm feeling fabulous, and I hope that we'll have a great time today and
We
this
are.
evening. I know that's right. Right, Queen?
Right, Queen. We gonna have a good time, Queen. So I have definitely, and I have to smile because I've had a very gruesome day. So I'm so happy to smile and be in community with you. And I wanted to have you on. It was just so important. I tried to do this last year, I think in June with you, and it didn't actually come to fruition. So this time I couldn't cancel, and I wanted to have you on because this is National Pride Month. I want to say happy Pride to everyone. We love our LGB.
LGBTQ plus
Thank you, my brother.
community. Hey,
Community,
Q community. Yes.
absolutely. We love you guys. Black people exist everywhere, so we embrace all Black people wherever they be. And so you're loved by Black Box Radio. Welcome. So we're so glad to have a pioneer in the community. So Colton, you co-founded the original Black Pride. Am I correct?
So I'm one of the founders of Baltimore Black Pride. Yes. Be More Black Pride, as we are known. There are three other founders: Dana Owens, Leroy Burgess, and Kevin Clemens.
Okay.
Kevin Clement Myers, because he got married.
You got married.
Yeah.
Okay. And being so, well, first let's talk about you. Who is Colton R. Smith? Let's start there. Then we'll jump into all of the other stuff.
Well, Carlton R. Smith is a transplant from Brooklyn, New York, who came down who is an alumni from Morgan State University. Yeah, go Bears.
Go
Class
Bears.
of 1985.
Whoa. Go Bears.
Go
I'm
Bears.
not going to say what class I am. I'm just a graduate. We're going to stay right there.
How about that?
How
How
about it?
about that? I just remember some things during the 81 through 85. Those are some good memories, and especially being in Baltimore. Um, I've also worked for the National Railroad, the National Passenger Railroad, which is Amtrak or a cell, during such a time. I left there and I worked for the city health department, and I did some outreach in the community, especially. I don't like using the term MSM, but that means gay and bisexual men of color, um, men who have sex with men. But I just wanted to do work in the community. I like to use Dr. Cleo's Mango's phrase, same gender loving
Mm-hmm.
community. And I've been a part of both prides, the Gay and Lesbian Community Center of Baltimore. I
Okay.
also served as their vice chair, their vice president. Then we changed our name to we changed the name to, um, I think it was the Maryland um, GLCCB Central Maryland. And we was doing the LGBT thing and expanding the name. I also serve as a board chair for for HERO, the Health Education Resource Organization. Also participated in AIDS Walk during that time, and I've also founded Baltimore Black Pride in 2002 and ran that for 17 years.
Hmm.
And then I also was working for the state health department, the Maryland State Health Department, as a community outreach worker and so on. So that's part of some of my professional and volunteer work. And yeah.
That's what you did in the community. Well, that's amazing. So you've done a lot of pioneering and a lot of, I would say, like positions in the community in different agencies. Like you said, the centers that you've been a part of, HERO, the
Yes.
health department. So you've been very active in being an advocate
Yes.
for the gay
And
community.
I also forgot this, giving honor to my late Archbishop Carl Bean, who is part of the Unity Fellowship Church movement. I'm also one of the founding members of Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore,
Oh wow!
and their first deacon. Yes.
Oh my goodness!
Under the my pastor is who I want to give a shout out to is the elder Reverend Dr. Jamie Washington.
Amazing, amazing.
Amazing.
So you're very active, very, very active.
Oh
And you
yes.
also, when I saw, not the first time, but when I saw you, also was involved with the mayor's office.
Oh, I am still there.
Okay.
I well, I also serve as currently as a Baltimore police chaplain. I also serve on the Public Safety Advisory Board. I also serve for the LGBTQ Commission,
Mm-hmm.
which is being led now by London Smith. She got a longer name, but I don't want to. I know I can deal with the short name than the longer name, so I don't want to mispronounce. But
Okay.
she is the new liaison for the
Okay.
LGBT Commission, and I serve on the Greater Baltimore HIV Health Service Planning Council, and I serve on the Baltimore City HIV Planning Group, as well as the state of Maryland.
Oh wow, you're very busy. Oh my goodness, you are very, very
See,
busy.
I need an administrative assistant.
Yes, you do for all of the stuff you're part of. My
Yes,
goodness,
yes.
my goodness. So, listen, I want to kind of take it back because we're going to kind of live through your experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, being I would say, an out gay male, all of your life, am I correct?
Most of my life, yes. Well, I can say I knew about it around the age of 13. I started acting out by high school.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so you found out young. And so how has the climate, because I hear a lot of people, I was just talking to someone, they said the gay people are taking over the world. They got all the rights. Da, 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 da. I mean, this is how people feel. So I want, because we can't have dissension in our community. I tell people all the time is someone's sexual orientation has nothing to do with us coming together and uniting and working
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So I hear a lot of people say, well, the gay people, they run the world, they're everything, they have all the rights. How do you feel about that type of that thought? Because a lot of heterosexuals feel that way. And when you grew up as, you know, going through in your life, how has it changed the climate for gay folks?
It has changed tremendously. And many of the people I've associated with who are allies to our community, one of the biggest things I can I can say that marriage equality for this state, and my friend Leah Gilmore and her husband, who were straight allies, really put up and spoke that love is love regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what we seen on TV, the Will and Grace, the Noah Ark, the
Mm-hmm.
Pose, we now, all of that is coming. We now can say, oh, I have a gay neighbor. Oh, I know my gay neighbor. Oh, I went to my neighbor's, or I went to my cousin, or I went to a family member who are same sex who had a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Or of their marriage equality. So things have changed, and despite some of the ugly stuff we seen 40 years ago with
Mm-hmm.
HIV and AIDS and how it was hitting our community, and at the time people were blaming the gays for giving them the disease, but it became a disease that was an opportunity for everybody to get, regardless of your color,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of your sex, regardless of your orientation.
Mm-hmm.
It did one thing, that was to eliminate your immune system. So, with that, I mean, I think about my first time even knowing, or at least was about when ABC used to show Soap with Billy Crystal,
Mm.
Joey. Hey, and I used to watch that. That used to, and then later
Oh, the show
on,
called Soap.
yes, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
yes, that's back in the late 70s, early 80s,
Okay.
and then later on, it was Dynasty, Alexis Crystal, Dominique Devereaux, um, and having a gay son, and it was like, did he say gay?
So that
Wait a
was the
minute.
first representation you can say that was on television.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I mean, there was other things that I may not have been a privilege, or later on, the remake of The Boys in the Band. That's an old movie, but it was remade and just recently shown on HBO.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, and then I think about the ballroom scene, and as I was at the Peabody just today, I was up with some of the legendary children who walked the balls, the Paris's burning balls, and been associated with them. And they showed me how to live and survive out in the streets of New York and wherever I go. Just
Mm-hmm.
know that you couldn't be, I mean, you couldn't be, never be a dumb ass F word. I don't want, but you
Wait. I need to know
you get the T.
what.
You can never be that. You always have to be always ahead of the ball, never behind the eight ball.
Okay.
Never
So the
behind
F word, y'all have to assume what the F word is. I'm gonna leave that alone.
it.
I'm not messing with that.
I'm not. It's pride, and I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, I'm not messing
But
with.
yeah,
I'm not messing with that word. I'm
yeah,
definitely not messing with that word. So you brought up the time of HIV when it first hit, and it hit communities, and the gay community was decimated.
yes,
I mean, decimated by that disease. Um, So a lot of men and women who actually survived. I found out from a friend of mine that they had, they feel a little guilty sometimes, like how did they make it through those times, because it was perilous
Yes.
for,
Yeah.
for a lot of people. And
It 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 was like our Chernobyl, our
COVID.
COVID.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we just went through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And some of them have a guilt, um, a guilt feeling, because how do I survive this? And it taking out my family or my friend or my bestie. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we didn't get the meds until after 1993 of the heart medicine, the highly active, um, it's spelled HAART. I,
Okay.
I, but it's the heart medicine, or as the combination therapy back
Okay.
in the day, where you took 3 pills. Now, with today's medicine, you can take 1 pill and go see your doctor and be okay.
So in other words, medicine has caught up with HIV, whereas you can live with it,
Yes,
and you're able to survive. It was a killer at one point,
yes,
but
yes,
it's now to the point where it is very livable, but you still should have safe sex, and
yes.
you still should protect yourself, because it is something that don't go away. It's there for
But
life.
and right now we're talking about amongst gay men of color, monkeypox. So
Yes.
yeah, so that's another thing. So there's always something turning up in the water.
That is true, and that's why you have to be very safe in how
Yes,
and who you spend your time with.
yes,
So now we in Baltimore too. So as you came here to go to Morgan, is that correct?
yes,
Okay, so you came here to go to Morgan, and you stayed, of course, as I have. We're implants, and so Pride is here this month. So
yeah,
what do you think about, because the festivities are, I mean, they are doing it in Baltimore. I was surprised that they had transgender, I think, at the
yeah. They had trans pride,
trans
the
pride
first week in
of
June.
June, and
Yes,
then last week they had a turn up on Reed Street. I heard.
yes, my
I didn't make
neighborhood
it.
and the neighborhood. Woo!
Oh, the neighborhood. Oh, I hear that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a.
Well, I mean, Mount Vernon, that's what I understood it back in the day as being the neighborhood,
Oh,
the
that's
gay
the name of
ghetto.
it.
Yeah.
Gayborhood. Okay, so in the
Yeah.
Gayborhood, they
Yeah.
had a turn up on last Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and because of AFRAM and not being able to actually get AFRAM was this week, Juneteenth. There was so much going on, so the permits for this week will be the actual Pride. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know they're having events probably every night tonight, I'm sure.
Yes. Tomorrow is one of their fundraising event at the Terrace, over at the um, BMA, the
Okay.
Baltimore Museum of Art. They have their um, oh, wait a minute. I have it.
No, don't move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't
No,
move.
Twilight on the Terrace.
So Twilight on the Terrace is
Terrace is
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. And then I'm sure there's a parade on Saturday, which is
Yes, Saturday is the parade, and Sunday is at the park at Jewett Hill Park.
Jewett Hill Park. Oh, okay. So there's festivities, everyone, if you want to actually partake of, and allies too. So listen, gay,
Yes.
yeah, the gay community, and they're a very loving community. So the
Yes.
allies can come on out and support, these folks. And this is their month. Just like
Yes.
there's Black History, then
Yes.
here we go. This is Pride. So
Pride. Yes.
exactly.
And people may not or know that Stonewall, the revolution at Stonewall Inn started Pride.
Started Pride.
Black, yes, black trans people, call it binary folks, got out there, fought against the police, and told them we are not having it anymore. That revolution was televised.
Oh, it was. It was absolutely televised.
Televised.
And so it is so amazing that, but nothing great it always comes out of revolution. And it has to be either some type of violence for greatness to spawn out of, unfortunately. So that's what happened. They fought, and here we are today. And there's a pride, and New York Pride, where it happened, is humongous.
Yes.
Anyone who's been to New York knows about Pride in New York.
It's the same weekend as Baltimore Pride.
As Baltimore Pride. So but you're going to stay here in the city. Am I correct?
Oh, yes.
I hear that.
My George Washington claimed that I need to stay here.
Gotcha. I hear that. I hear that. So let me ask a question, because what I do hear is that there is some discrimination in the community, which is so unfortunate. But there's this, well, if there's white and black people around, unfortunately, discrimination is in the building. So that happens in the gay community. So is that the precipice for you guys starting Black Pride? Why would you need a Black Pride?
Because there's nothing looking like us. Hello? Ooh. Did I say something? Yeah. There's nothing looking like us. We do things different. We are a communal people. We and are spiritual people. Not to say that other folks were not, but we needed something that looked like us, talked like us, walked like us, and we had pride in. And that's we would say, we celebrate, we embrace and celebrate our Blackness every day. We don't have to wait for February. Every day.
Every day.
Every day I see you, I affirm you, you affirm me of my Blackness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's how Be More Black Pride became who it is in the city of Baltimore. Because we affirm black LGBT people. So that wasn't always the case.
Okay, so inside of the actual Pride, and it was very European, in other words.
Quite waspy, yes.
Whitewashed, which is unfortunate.
Quite waspy.
Waspy.
Yeah, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant pride.
Okay, got it. So white Anglo-Saxon Protestant pride.
Yeah.
And we ain't none of that. Let's be clear. We ain't none of that. And so that's unfortunate. Black city, a city that is majority black.
Yeah.
And you have a pride, and the pride is only Europeans. That's an issue. Yeah. That is an absolute issue. So what you guys did was say, we're going to have our own joint. And so when did you make that? When is Black Pride?
Well, Black Pride during the time was in October. During now what we would say Indigenous Day, during Columbus Day weekend.
Yes.
That's when we used to have Black Pride.
Okay.
It was always Columbus Day weekend.
Great, because we don't celebrate Columbus Day.
Well, no, we don't.
It's no such thing. I want you guys to know it's no such thing. You can't discover something where people are. That's a lie. That's a lie. So that weekend is usually Black Pride. So listen, guys, they're gonna celebrate again. It's coming. That's October.
It's coming in October. The new executive director is Dr. Duriel Brooks. So you can look him up on Facebook. He's the new, and it's Black Pride. They have it. The young people taking over and spell black a different way and all of that. So I give them power. So I'm happy for them, and I'm glad to give it, because sometimes we find organizations or hold on to organizations, and then we die with them.
Yep.
And then nobody. It's never continue, and that was the one thing I never wanted to do.
Yeah,
I wanted to pass it on so that the young people, anybody who can move it forward with the affirming Black folks, both spiritually, both culturally, that was the whole thing.
That was the whole thing. That makes sense. That's amazing. So during this month, you royalty.
I am all day. I Wait a minute. I am king and queen.
I hear that.
I get confused which piece I should play on the chessboard.
I hear you. So this month you're in demand.
Yes. Yes. Even though I'm not no longer, I retired, but you just, my phone has been blowing up. My Instagram has been blowing up. People still want to like, and I can say this, the one part that really gets me, and that two of my other friends have said, you're going to always be the king of pride of Baltimore. And I was king of pride doing when I was at the at GLCCB, and I was the first king of pride that was picked by the community. So I didn't have to do no song or dance, but I was chosen that way. So I'm honored.
You're honored. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So
Yes.
so yeah, the king and the queen is rolling this month.
Yes.
You know what they say? KWEEN, you the queen. I get it. I get it. That
Yes.
is beautiful. That is beautiful. But listen, so really you are leaving a legacy in Baltimore. You know, your legacy is that, you know, you've been very active in your community, and you've also started something for Black people in the community. That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
And it was successful because to gone on for 17 years, you know, that's a long time. And you had also done the other pride. So, you know, I had been pried out, baby.
Yes, you were pried out. That's amazing. So you've seen the transition for the gay community and how their rights have grown, their space has grown, the respect level has grown. There's still a long way to go.
Yes.
It's definitely grown. I see that it's more accepting the young people. Oh my goodness. Young people are really don't have issues that the older crew have.
No.
They don't have those issues. They're open. They don't care what your sexuality is. They really don't have those issues. And I think in a lot of ways, we need to learn from our fruit, because we put ourselves in boxes when we worry about somebody's sexuality. Because
right.
work needs to
I always, you know, back in the day, we said, oh, people were in the closet. Well, now you tell the closet's only meant for clothes and shoes. Hello.
You better know it, and you better hope that's in it.
And the fact is, who are you to hate you? You didn't make you. The universe did. So the universe knew you before you knew yourself. Hello.
Absolutely. So I said kudos to it, and listen, I'm celebrating pride.
Yeah, and I look at the young the young children are coming up. They identify as trans. Some already know.
Yeah.
I like girls. I like boys. I like to be around people, and you know, it don't have nothing to do with Walt Disney. Thank you.
Yes.
And you can't say gay, except for maybe in Florida, but you still can.
Yeah, you can. And yeah, our young children are different, but one thing too, they're exposed to more. They see it more.
Oh,
the television is platforming gay folks more and gay couples. And they have technology.
Yes.
That, you know, when I was young, you had to go to an encyclopedia.
Right.
Today, and you can control the information. You can't control information now. And now so they're able to look up and see anything they want to see.
Yeah, our social media. Oh my goodness, look at what we have. You got TikTok.
Yes.
You got Instagram.
Yes.
You got Facebook.
Yep.
You got Twitter.
All of it. All of it.
We didn't have that going back. We barely, and now that you have, I was watching CNN the other night, and they were talking about the 80s, and I was like, oh, and I had to remember the brick cell phones? People,
I'm telling you.
Those was, now if people saw that, they would have been like, what?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. And now if you, They don't even have phone booths that you and I will always remember on the corner. That's
Oh yeah,
gone. And
there's
yeah,
no such thing as a phone book. No, no,
yeah,
no, 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 no.
yeah.
The world has absolutely changed. We don't.
Yes,
When I
indeed.
was young, Carlton, I would have to remember all of my friends' numbers. That
Right.
you can barely remember your own number.
Hello. Hello.
So the smartphone has made us a little dumb on the real, if we really think of it.
Yeah.
So
But you don't have to. The only thing you have to do, as long as you got their name and number, is
yeah,
go. Or better yet, Siri or Alexa can answer the phone for you. Who knew that?
yeah. Who knew that?
Who knew? Siri,
Who
dial
knew
this number.
exactly the things that we see now is so amazing
Yes.
in so many ways, and young people are exposed to so much, so they have more of an expansive mind. They have a bigger palette, and
Yes.
so a lot of times, a lot of people say, well, they do everything because they see everything.
Of course. Yeah.
And so young people, you see that they don't have the sexuality issues in boxes. It doesn't really. It's so fluid amongst them. I am in Park Heights with Safe Streets, working with some young people, 14 years old, my Coogee kids, and they're so fluid with who they are. And they're so young, and it's so amazing. And I'm just like, wow, they all have phones. They all know more everything about everything because they can look it up, and they don't have issues that we have. They choose who they want to be early, and they experiment on whatever they want to do,
Do.
from sex to drugs to whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Um,
and so we have to support our young people and definitely understand that it's a lot being poured into their bodies
yes, it sure is. At a young age.
at a young
A
age,
young
and
age.
imagine having to digest that and being it every day. So I sometimes I commend them to just even show up, because there's a lot going on out here.
Yes, it is.
It is a
Yes,
lot
it is.
going on here. So we the most important thing, we talked about pride, we talked about gay, so we got that out the way. So what I do want to talk about, you're a chaplain.
Yes.
How did that happen?
So the police liaison, Sergeant Kevin Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
um, had informed me. He said, "I think you will be great as a chaplain. You got to go to the class." And I had gone to the class and taken class. I think it was from October to December.
Mm-hmm.
And then we graduated in April. I think it was 2018, something of that nature. Yes, and that was very interesting. And we got a certificate, and then we able to ride out with certain. We identified what um, a commander over the Northwest or Southwest or one of the big, police stations, and we can go out on rides, and the more you learn, the best that it helps you. And also, we were equipped before the fancy word trauma informed care, and being able to meet people where they was at, and that was the most important thing.
So do you like that work?
It's volunteer. It's not like work and you punch in the time.
Mm-hmm.
I like to volunteer. I always believe that I may not always have money to give back, but I can give my time in service.
That's true. And that's the rent we pay to live service.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful thing. So you're able to ride with the police, and you see a lot of things.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa. It's because there's a lot of violence in this
Yes,
city.
and we have to stay on and stay prayerful.
Wow.
There's a lot of people, I don't want to generalize, but some people need to just have a touch of another human being. Some people need to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
by others and just met there. They're not totally bad, but nobody told them you're a good person.
Yep.
I love you. I
Yeah.
respect you.
Everybody
And
has to be seen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's real. And you know, there's a saying, I know I'm not going to get it right. The child that's not seen or recognized in the village will burn it down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and so we have to give everybody a place, and that's why it's so important. And as that Black Box Radios, we give everybody a place. um there's no space that an African person isn't present. We're all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're in every space. We're in every little corner, any crevice. So we need to be able to talk to them, platform them, and have them say what's going on in their lives. So that's why it's so important to have you.
Thank
You
you.
know, it is, because you're a pioneer here when it comes to pride and being very active in the gay community, and then also your service. You're a chaplain, and
Yeah.
that's not easy. I'm sure your eyes see things that you dream at night about. I'm
I
sure.
I I I think I don't in my Christendom, I thank you that the blood covers me.
Mm, wow, that's
That
something.
that that's what I am. So that God's grace and mercy
Hmm.
covers me.
Covers you.
Not yeah. Because I don't have it. And I don't want to think people think, oh, I got it together. No, no, no. No. I'm
Uh-huh.
a bad book at times, as you cross me. I, but, but I can say that to say that I understand forgiveness and I understand that, and I'm processing and learning how to let things go.
Let things go.
Because some things are will tear you up inside out.
That's true. That's true. Especially when you get into that police car and you see
Yeah. Yeah.
right when it happens and you have access to, it's a lot to see.
Yeah, and then how do you talk to the family? What do you say?
Yes.
You got to gather information, so because you don't want to say the wrong thing, because that people sometimes we hear that more so than the good thing that somebody
Yes.
was trying to say. He
Yes.
said that's all. So I misunderstood, or no, no. So you got to be prepared. Your heart, your mind, and your soul.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing that kind of work out there. Yeah.
Because people are really upset, and
Yeah.
it could be a powder keg at any time.
Anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And so how long have you been how long have you been doing that work?
Uh, well, maybe about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. About three
Okay.
years.
Very interesting. So
Yeah.
your faith is something that you cleave onto.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Yes. Yes. I
Beautiful.
believe. Yes. I believe that. Feel I should love my God with all my heart, mind, and soul, as well as thy neighbor. Greater
Absolutely.
is He that's in you than he is of the world.
I think you're about to preach. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. So when
That's
you have that, you know who you belong to. There's no second question. There's no guess. I
mhm.
know. Yeah. I know from out of my mother's womb how wonderfully I'm made.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes. So
And
yeah.
so you went on because you found everything. So now you founding being a part of a church, founding. So what's
Yeah.
this church that you found? You founded everything you do, you got to found it before you get in it. I love it.
Well, you got to know your surroundings.
Ooh, or you make it. If you
That's
don't
how you
know it,
make
then
it.
you found it. I love
Yeah,
it. That's
yes
it.
indeed.
So now
Yes
the
indeed.
church is something that you were a part of being instrumental. And what is this church? What's the name of it?
Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Unity
Yes.
Fellowship Church. So we are a church movement that affirms our African diver- I can't get the word out. Our same gender loving community. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
And we affirm through spiritual, cultural, um, and we also elevate people and meet people where they're at.
Okay. And where is that? Is that downtown? Where's that church located?
Well, we used to be at 4007 Old York Road, but
Okay.
now we are on Facebook on Sundays between 10 and 11 o'clock virtually.
So you're a virtual church now, which a
Now,
lot of churches are.
yes.
Okay, and this is a church that is grounded in serving the same gender loving community. Am I
Community,
clear?
yes.
Yeah.
And those who and our allies.
And allies. Okay, so
Yes, yes.
well, anyone who wants to come to church, but
Whoever will come on through.
that's right.
Because God knows you better than we know ourselves at times. So
Absolutely.
and so come on through and it's important. It's so important.
It's so important. So you welcome everyone, which is
Yes.
and then the same gender loving community has a space there and they can feel comfortable.
Yes.
Got it.
Safe, a safe space.
A safe space. That's important.
Yes.
Safe spaces are important. You know, it seems to me, Carlton, as I look at it and I talk to people, it's like Black people have to continue looking for safe spaces for themselves, you know, just for our Blackness. Then sometimes it's our maleness or our femaleness. And then it's who we choose to love.
Yes.
Or we have to continue finding like spaces where we can be authentic and just live who we are.
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Show up authentically because people know when you're not real. They know fake.
Yeah,
they
know
fake.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't come and it's such a disrespect when you don't show up authentic.
That's true. That's true.
Because people just know. They were like, and it's important, especially for our young people and what they're going through. And sometimes that's all they need to see is someone who looks like them, talk like them, and come up authentic and say, you know what, I can do that, and I maybe could do it better. Oh, well, I want you to do it better. Because there's enough for everybody to get a tan. I always said there's enough sun for you to get a tan, and it's getting even darker if you want to.
I love that. Or there's enough sun to make you shine.
Just to make you shine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People don't know how important it is to see representation. You have to see yourself.
Oh,
and we can walk around and say, oh, people are gay or this is that. But listen, we can see that there's plenty of gay people out here.
Oh, yeah.
And so young people
ever since the beginning of time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So and you need to see yourself because we have a lot of suicide and a lot of people taking
young
their
people
lives.
Commit a lot of suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for the trans population, trans women who are killed or are hated upon.
Yeah.
And in the community. And I'm like, really? Why would you take another person's life? The scripture said, thou shalt not kill. We don't have no business to kill.
We do a lot of killing.
Doing it.
We're doing a lot of killing. As a Christian nation, we're doing a lot of killing. And just amazing. What's so amazing is the country was started in killing.
Right.
So when I hear people say, well, what is going on out here? I'm like, remember, you never really move away from where you start unless you heal it.
Right.
And so we are a country that was derived amongst killing other people.
Right. The 19 young children never got a chance. Two teachers take it because somebody wasn't. Now we learn somebody wasn't on their job. Wow.
Unfortunate.
Then we got a Congress that is trying to be bipartisan and passing a gun law. Really? Then you heard the Supreme Court told New York what you were doing, we're going to smack your head because that's not correct.
I'm telling you, we have
over a gun.
Because the people who make the laws are not affected by the carnage that come from the law. They have money. They have security. You know, their children are in private schools. They are not affected by this type of carnage.
Yep.
So and then this is a fear-based environment we live in. We got to have a gun. It's really unfortunate, but we have to have it.
Yeah.
You know, so we see a lot of things going on in the community that's scary.
Yes, it is.
You
yes,
know, it's really scary. You can't go anywhere. It used to be a time you can go to church.
Right.
It used to be a time that schools were sacred.
Yes.
You know, nothing is off limits now. You can't go to the park. You know, being part of being human is relying on other people to have humanity.
Right.
That's how we all go outside and do our lives.
Right.
But if we don't know who's going to kill us, what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and we had 2 years of COVID, so you would think it would be less killing, but killing still escalated. Really?
It escalated during COVID. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's something. Who would have ever thought?
Who would have ever thought a killer is amongst you and you still kill?
Right.
That's a sickness.
You got a virus that is wiping out the humanity, and yet and still you got other people with guns and stuff want to still wipe out humanity and kill you as well.
Yes. Really? That's tell you how sick society is. Yeah. When there's a virus amongst you that is actually killing and you're killing too with it. That's scary.
Yeah, that is scary.
It's absolutely scary. And even in 2020, at least 4 Black women was missing every day.
Yeah.
It's just the things that we hear that's daunting.
Right.
Like, how can that happen? But it's happening.
Yeah.
It is absolutely happening. So as you have lived through this life, I know you've seen some amazing things in Baltimore. What can you say that's changing in Baltimore now that was a different way when you were here? Because you said you've been here since the 80s. So what's new about Baltimore that I wouldn't know? I came in 89.
I came back in Baltimore in 92.
Okay.
A lot of things. We have the circulator,
the light rail.
The light rail.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to renovate Penn Station.
Really?
Yes. We have Afran, Artscape. Artscape now is what's used to be in July. Now they're trying to move in September.
Really?
Yeah, that's the talking amongst the mill.
Okay.
And I noticed more people are trying to meet people where they're at in regards to farming, because we have food deserts.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I see a lot of other people moving into the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, the city is not as Black as it used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
In certain areas, since we're on that subject, when you go to, I don't want to, where the new theater is, the new Hilton, East Baltimore.
You talking about East Harbor?
Yeah, East Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole new.
It's a whole city.
It's a whole city.
Yeah. It's whole city. I mean, all of that. Canton. If you keep going down, they got about 4 supermarkets.
Right.
Safeway, Sprouts.
Right.
All of these and you come to West Baltimore to Old Park Heights, and you can barely you
can barely find a supermarket.
It is unbelievable. The older neighborhoods have no resources, no services.
No.
But you go to the Canton and the East Harbor and you see restaurants. You see, oh my goodness.
You got the Hilton. You
got hotels.
The Marriott.
Mm-hmm.
All
a theater in the middle of the city. Yeah. Yeah, so it shows that Baltimore has money and it puts it where it wants it to put
What's
it.
it do? Yes.
You know,
So
we don't
people
have to
and the
have
politicians put it where they want it to.
absolutely. We don't have to
Yeah.
have food deserts.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have food deserts and you see newer communities come up and they don't even have a food desert, then guess what? The city sanctions that desert.
Uh-huh.
They don't have any problems with it.
Nope.
And so a lot of times when I look at, you being a chaplain and being out here in the streets and you seeing all of this violence that we're going through, we need to look at the whole gamut. The food,
Mm-hmm.
the food
Yes.
that's being eaten, that's triggers. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
the blight, the environment, the air quality,
The water.
the water. It's so many issues that is fueling this violence more than, and then the behaviors which you see, they're
Oh,
so
yeah.
irrational because you just ate a chicken box
Or you drank the water.
or you drink the water or you
I
eating
used to
candy
say,
all day,
oh, they acting out because they drank the water.
and it's terrible.
and it may be true. Yeah.
That may be true, half and
Yeah.
half
Yes.
sodas. So
Oh,
they sit
yeah.
on the corner and they drinking and eating trash. They standing in trash. I watch these
Right.
young men. They stand in the trash. I said, "Oh, you eat trash, you stand and you throw the stuff right there."
Right there, right back out in the street.
It's we really need some help. We need some help, And then you go to other parts of Baltimore and it's pristine,
Yeah,
beautiful.
but beautiful. You like? Did I know
Are
the
we in the
car.
same city?
I know my car. Are we in the same city or the
Are
same?
we in the same
Yeah,
city? I'm telling you.
right.
And I know when you're in that police car, you see a lot of transitions in neighborhoods.
Not only if I'm in the police car and anybody else's car,
And that's
just
true.
saying,
On the
just
bus,
saying,
whatever.
yeah,
You can see
yeah,
it.
and that's when you ask me, when I think about, especially being in my neighborhood for 30 years, it has changed. The rent has gone up. They have built more condos in my area, so that pushes out certain groups of people.
Yes.
I have in my neighborhood, in Mount Vernon, I have buses that run up and south, north and south.
Yep.
I got the purple line. I have all the green, yellow. All those buses run up on Charles Street. So Charles on one end, St. Paul on the other.
Do you get does a circulator come near you?
Yeah, the purple.
The purple. So you get the purple circulator. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can
That
move
runs all
around.
the way up in Charles Village. They made that. It used to stop at this at Penn Station. Then the Charles people said we wanted to come up that way. They made it happen.
Wow. So it goes way up to in Charlesville. Look at that.
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at that. I bet they ain't got nothing going up Cherry Hill. Is there
Well, matter of fact, the one of the delegates had said to the mayor, look, if you cut out the banner line, we're gonna cut you. We're gonna cut some funding from you.
Ooh. So the banner line is Cherry Hill?
It's going down to Cherry Hill, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a circulator, they don't have nothing else. So if you cut that, they're in trouble.
Right.
Wow.
And some of those people can't get around because there's not many buses that run.
There's not many buses. But I promise you, when people take the land and they get out there on that water and they can be out in Cherry Hill, it's not cherry anymore. It's actually Pumpkin Hill.
Okay.
When the color of Cherry Hill change and it's Pumpkin Hill.
Right.
I promise you, buses, circulators, trains, everything's gonna come out there. But they just
when I think it was either Stephanie or Catherine wanted to build out towards there where the Under Armour is and all in that area. So they talking about doing it. I'm waiting to see.
Well, I know wherever water lies and land is close to it, they don't want it to be black. That's what I do know. So we can say whatever we want, but the harbor used to be black-owned property.
Yes,
let's be clear.
And it's hello.
Yeah.
Nobody's down there.
Yeah, no one's down there. So we're talking about property that was Black communities.
Right.
So Cherry Hill is a Black community, and it does not have a lot of services. But I promise you, if the demographics change, the services will change. Unfortunately, and because we see it all the time. I mean,
we do.
It's not. I'm not saying anything that we haven't seen.
Right.
I just came up Park Heights Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Where there's 2 houses. It used to be 100 houses, 2 there. All the houses are gone. It's unbelievable how Park Heights is no houses on when you get past a certain, both sides empty.
Wow.
Straight over to Ricestown Road. Unbelievable.
I haven't been to Park Heights in quite some time.
Oh, well, you better go and see the Great Migration. Because they've definitely gotten rid of everyone up there, unfortunately. Wow. Yeah, it's really changed. So it is a pleasure to talk to you. And to really see like the history of Baltimore, because you've been in it for a while. You've been in the gay community, being very active and advocating and doing things. Like you said, you're the king of pride, right?
I have been the king of pride in 2001 by the Gay and Lesbian Community Center. And I'm still reigning.
We don't ever stop reigning, eh? I know that, Queen. I got you. I definitely got you.
I got king and queen.
Yeah. You know what I call it? KWEEN, Queen. That's you.
Yeah.
That is absolutely you. But that's, it's beautiful when your work speaks for you,
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad, because sometimes my parents who live in North Carolina, they are very clueless and about something. I do tell them, but it was really my sister, my cousin, and my niece who like, "Oh, cousin, look what! Oh, I didn't know you was all up in this or involved with this and stuff." And I remember my sister came to when I was finishing Black Pride, and her and my niece came and they supported me and met the other people, and they talked to her about me and all of that, and it was really a blessing.
Yes, they didn't know your family didn't know you was a celebrity in Baltimore.
No, they didn't. Well, my mother sort of did, because ever since I think it was Sheila, Catherine, and Stephanie, I've always had a picture. And my mother said, "Who is that?" "Oh, that's the mayor, mother." "Really? You know the mayor like that?" I said, "Girl, you just don't know."
You should tell her you are the mayor. They just sit in the seat.
I don't want to. Hey, wait a minute. I'm still under a mayor now. I don't want that to be said. He be coming back. I need to see you in my office.
Yeah, I don't want any problems. Yeah, we don't want no problems with the mayor right now. We don't want no problems at all.
I appreciate him. I know it's not easy, and I've seen the others who have been running the city. So I know when we're up to task, it's not an easy job.
It's not an easy task, yeah. Yeah, that's not something that I ever would want to do. So God bless him.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Too much is given, much is expected.
It's just yes.
And I ain't no expectations on me than me to say what the hell I want to say. That's my only expectation.
I have to use the line from Michelle Obama. When they go low, we gotta go high.
Well, let me use the line from Queen. When they go low, I get grimy.
Okay.
I ain't Michelle Obama. That's her. don't I put a song on my story called Try Jesus.
Ooh, okay now.
Not me, because I throw hands. That's Toby. That's Toby and Nigwe. That's what the brothers say. Try Jesus, not me. Because I throw hands.
I love it.
I mean, hey. So It has been a pleasure having you. You are, you are so funny. You're so delightful, and I'm just so.
Thank you.
It seems like I have history on, and maybe one time I can get all of the founders of Black Pride. Maybe when
Oh
in
yeah, I'm
October.
hoping that we could do that. They would.
In
I
October,
know.
I can have everybody on, and you guys can really talk about the experience. You know.
Yeah, I know. And other than I think Leroy, who had DC and so on, but he's been living in Baltimore as well. But Kevin and Dana are definitely.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
It's virtual. So Leroy,
yeah,
yeah, wherever you are, you can get on. But Leroy, I've talked to him. I think he's open to it.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
other two I can't get to. That's gonna be your
Okay,
job.
I can get I know I can get a hold of Kevin. So it's just a matter, and hopefully maybe I can ask Durrell, will he be a part of that conversation as well, especially being the new breed now, taking
Yeah,
over Black Pride.
absolutely. So in September we can have the new guy and then the founders, and we can talk about the actual Black Pride
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
Pride is good and all, but I'm black. I'm down with my
Yeah,
Black people. It's all about Black
yeah.
for me.
I'm
We
black
Black
and I'm
Black
proud.
all
Like,
day. I
say
listen.
it loud.
Say it loud. That's how I roll. So I would love to
Yes.
hear about, the mechanisms of that and then how it actually has gone on for all of these years. And then the new boy and not boy, the new young man in town
Yeah.
who's actually leading the fray. So I really would like to do that probably September-ish. So we're gonna talk about
Okay.
that. How about that?
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
Sounds
Let's
like
make
a
it
great
happen.
plan. So are you
Okay.
going out this evening and celebrating the Prideness?
I I I barely made your show.
Now that's the truth.
I
I didn't
because
want to tell
somebody
the
else
people you
had
barely made it.
I barely because someone else one of my other rural comrades Keith Ebony Hope, who he's legendary in the ballroom scene,
Okay.
and we he calls me, he expanded my title. He called me His Royal Highness the Grand Duchess of Baltimore.
His well, let me write that wrong. His royal, that's a lot. Jesus. Whoa. His Royal Highness. I gotta write that down so I know what I'm doing. The
the
Grand
Grand
Duchess, you said?
Duchess, the Grand Duchess of
The Grand
Baltimore.
that sounds like a lot of flavor. Who named you that? My Lord.
Keith.
Keith, I gotta see you, Keith. You special.
Keith Holt, Keith Ebony Holt,
Keith
and you
Ebony
want to
Ho,
get
His
him
Royal
on your
Highness,
show.
the Grand Duchess.
I live for Keith because he's he's a we used to say the up and coming children. He has landed. He's slaying the kids.
You know what I always laugh at? Gay men have all the words. You guys
The
have
vocabulary.
all the vocabulary is extensive. You would never be able to outtalk a gay man. That's why women just be like, "Be my friend,"
Okay.
because we can't even men we really can out, but a gay man, don't even try it. We're just like, just be my friend.
Well, some of y'all taught us quite well.
And I mean, always the word slayage and I live for and honey. And I mean, it's always something with coming from the tongue of a gay man. My Lord.
Yes, it is.
I
Yes,
love that. You guys color the world. You absolutely do.
yes. How about that?
You are colorful. You
we
absolutely are.
we put some color to the world, some rainbow
Absolutely.
color.
Absolutely. Carlton, it is absolutely. We've been here an hour. It doesn't even feel like it.
Oh, it has it.
Hour and 4 minutes. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure having the Royal Highness, the Grand Duchess Queen, Carlton.
As you said, Queen.
Queen.
And I always live for when you said Queen.
Queen. Carlton R. Smith. We appreciate you. You are living history. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Your
Thank
legacy
you
in
so much.
Baltimore is big. People, and I want other people to know about you because they don't know how active you've been in advocating for your community.
Yeah,
And
I love the community.
yeah, you do. And I mean, on behalf of the community, I think I can at least say that I'm sure that they're grateful for the work that you've done, and being able to extend, because everybody needs to celebrate themselves.
Oh yeah, yes.
And you've actually been very active in that. And then on top of that, active in the health, active in the mayor's office, a chaplain. You are a man of service.
Yes, I'm about it. Yes, even I might have my low periods, but I thank God that He brings me through.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So what I want
indeed.
you to do is leave a jewel, leave something amazing with the people.
Wow.
Take your time.
Be yourself authentically.
Mm.
Show up in the room. Liberate people in rooms. When you go in, tell your story. Not let nobody else tell the narrative, but you tell the story. Because with you telling the story, you can liberate someone else.
Well, it didn't take you long, Deacon. You got that together quick, my Lord. That was beautiful. My goodness. You looked up, you thought about it, and you laid it on the line. I love it. I love it. Be yourself. You have to be authentic, people. And one thing we can't walk away is our blackness.
Nope.
It shows up when we show up.
Yes.
So whatever's going on inside, whatever you're living, live your true self.
True that.
I love
believe
that.
in
So,
that. Yes.
listen, it's been a pleasure having you in the box.
Oh,
I
yes.
appreciate the laughs, the chuckles. You are something else. Absolutely.
Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen.
And I so love having you. You're going to come back at the end when it comes to Black Pride. You're going to bring your brothers with you, and we're going to have a great conversation. I want to say, Black Boxes, we've had Carlton R. Smith, a living legend in Baltimore City. This is Pride Month. We want to say Happy Pride to everyone.
Happy Pride, Baltimore.
Happy Pride, be more. We boxed up and out. Can I get them deuces, Carlton? Ow! Put in the screen, Carlton. The screen. You a mess.
Ow.
I see. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Deuces. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Don't go nowhere, Carlton. Stay right there.